Good evening, folks. Good evening. Yes, I just stayed in all day today. I just kept it easy. And I was just watching more videos. And now I know the name of that, the man in Minnesota who was murdered by this cop, George Floyd. Just watching his family, and they're mentioning him. They even had him in the video. And he seemed like he was a man of peace, actually. He did a video once. And he seemed like a real peaceful guy. He's talking about, bringing peace in the world. And again, they started showing some of the clips of his murder. And it's like the more he spoke and saying that he couldn't breathe, the more the cop put his knee ramming into his neck. And even when he seemed to have fallen unconscious, and people are saying, hey, and you had other cops just watching. This is a murder. And these cops are Masons, fraternities, all of them linked to Masonry. And you have Black Masons too, and how foolish we are to belong to this sadistic organization. To my understanding, Martin Luther King Jr. also was a Mason, and look what happened to him. See, they use blacks, and then they discard you. They promise you certain things like jobs, money. You can get your own job or money. You don't need their helping hand. It is a sadistic organization. And it seemed deliberate, this killing of George Floyd. One of the videos regarding his death, if I understood right, George Floyd had gone in a store. I guess he paid for something, but the $20 bill, according to the store person, said it was counterfeit. And then he responds, this store clerk or whatever, that he didn't mean for it, that he didn't mean for all this to happen. You know how many times people are given money that isn't even American money? Like I used to get what looks like a dime or a nickel, and it's Canadian money. And it could be easily misunderstood. Black people don't make counterfeit dollar bill, $20 bills. They're handed that money. We don't have that sophistication to make paper money like that. He might have been passed the bill. Who knows where this thing came from? People go shopping and money's, how many of us really look closely at our money when we're given change? So all for a $20 bill? Is it worth it? And another thing, when I saw the store clerk talking regarding the money and the $20 bill not being real, according to him, I don't know how to say this, but it's just a feeling that I get and I guess based on my experiences, some of my experiences living in a large city also, you have new groups who move into black neighborhoods. And at times, these new groups, even though they do business in your neighborhood, they don't like you. They don't have respect for you. And they may have an agreement with the police because of the, they know they live in maybe a high crime. I mean, they're doing business in a higher crime, or let's say a poor community. Maybe they pay off the cops. Hey, there's some trouble going here, and it's almost like an agreement with like a pit bull. When you call on that pit bull that there's things are going to be done, and it's not going to be peaceful. And so they know the neighborhood, the law enforcement, any of these store clerks has any problem with a black person. They could be innocent, doesn't matter. They get the call from the store clerk, and these cops come in like bandits, like crazy men. They did show some of the video footage when they pulled him out of the car. And he doesn't seem to be fighting. He was handcuffed. They even put him down on the against the wall for him to sit down. So what happened? That would require all that. Remember the guy, his name was Dylan Roof? The guy that, young guy that went into a church, and he planned on going to a black church to commit murder. He brought a gun and he shot most of the people down. When they found him, those cops, did they knee the guy in the neck? Did they hurt him? No, they brought him to, was that McDonald's or something? Some type of fast food place for a burger because he didn't eat. So it's a mindset behind some law enforcement. Not all cops are evil, but I think it's an occupation that can make anyone go crazy. It's a bad job. It's not a happy job. But it seems like these cops, that their function is becoming more like military. It's not about protecting citizens, but about imposing control over a population. So if that's the case, that has to be examined. That has to be corrected. You don't want you want a police force to protect the people that they serve. They're not serving. They're just acting like renegades. So again, with this money and this man's death, is this what is going on? It's like a secret agreement. Yeah, we call the cops, and then we want the cops to take care of business with these low-life type people. I mean, the mindset of the people who are calling. But it's something. You remember earlier in the week when I had called 911 because it was the subway grate was open? Anybody could have fallen in. It was a big, big gap, about 2 feet wide and about 6 feet long. And anyone could have fallen in, and they didn't come. How come they didn't come? And that's real danger. That could have happened. And I called twice. The second time I called was to let them know someone else, private citizens, pulled the grating over. And only then, after almost in half an hour, I get a call from a police officer wanted to know if I was the one that called, and some other stuff. I said, well, I still would like you to go to the scene. It was in front of such and such store, you know, to make sure that it's on correctly. So look at this. Why did it come? They're going to come because of a $20 bill, and yet, but not because a grading is open. So you really got to think what's really going on. This thing. So it seems like it's secret agreements, and that is giving them permission to do certain things. The answer is not rioting by catching cars on fire, arson. That's not the answer. That's putting you more at a risk, because these crazy people, you don't want to give them even more of a reason. But then you ask, well, what is it? What should they do? I think part of it is your image. See, there's different types of warfare. And there is a warfare against Black people in this country. Why in this country? I don't know. Why? We were small in number in comparison to our white counterpart. Why this intensity? It need not be. So what has to be done? Well, again, your image. When music is created to make you look bad, to make they make it synonymous, Black male, criminal, to be feared. So your image has to clean up. Look at this also to really stress the point. Again, that woman, Amy Cooper, the woman who didn't like the Black man telling her, you have to put your dog on a leash. See, her reaction was racially pointed. And it was designed to install fear in him that, see, if you keep interrupting my white privilege, I'm going to make it so that you get killed, possibly by calling the cops, because I know how the cops feel about you. So it's already, you have a population who's already conditioned about being insensitive to you. And it's not just white people. You go to other parts of the country, and it's the same sentiment with other groups. I used to live in the state of Hawaii, and they don't like Black people in Hawaii. I met many nice, very nice people. There's not anything against the indigenous Hawaiian people. But when I lived there, the racism that I felt, that I experienced there, was even more pointed than in New York City. Hawaii, the racism against Blacks in Hawaii is very, very blunt. And they're teaching other races outside of Black America to dislike you. You need to start looking yourself in the mirror and to change the inner image of yourself, one of self-respect. How could it be self-respect if many of us are trying to look like the people who despise you. See, they see that and they know that you're foolish. Start embracing yourself and respecting your heritage, the way you dress, the way you talk and speak to one another. That would be the start. And then you unite. You unite in a real brotherhood and sisterhood, not just of lip service, but of genuine concern. Stay off the drugs and alcohol and smoking, because you need to keep a clean mind and a healthy body. So if you do need to fight or survive, you'll be strong enough to fight and survive life's hardships. And then you need to call them out. These law enforcement. Don't even have them in your neighborhood. Ban them from your neighborhood. They're dangerous to you. Very dangerous. They're getting really dangerous. You need the churches. These black churches, the only thing that they do is collect your money, and then they send that money over outside of your community. I think the black churches are to destabilize you. You need to get rid of them or have them really stand behind you and start speaking out against all this wickedness. They're doing this because they know they can. Start really focusing, hey, how to get rid of this type of poison from among you. This is something what the churches should possibly think about. Don't worry about when this Jesus character is going to come back. He ain't coming. But to think of, hey, how to get rid of our enemies, how to protect our family, how to have sustainable living without any GMOs or fast food outlets in your neighborhood. Now that is powerful. Police yourself. Don't have them come in your neighborhood. Don't have them come in your neighborhood. The church and its people, you really unite. If you're going to have this church in your neighborhood, something there's more churches than stores, well, they should really work at receiving your money. When they're not helping you, it's just more like, what is it like? I can't say the word extortion, but they're sucking you dry. If they're going to take your money, just like they might be taking the money from those store clerks, and so that when the store clerk calls, hey, we got this fake money here, please come right away. It's one of those people again. Right? And they come quick. They come very quickly. You need someone to advocate for you, to fight your help fight your battles. This Jesus guy ain't cutting it. You need to get a new God. And maybe the new God is the person in the mirror. Be your own God. Be your own God. Be your own God. Be a person of personal excellence. And be able to identify who your enemies are. And don't have them come into where you live. Have your own schools. and have real leadership who aren't members of those Masonic fraternity organizations, because they are really your death. This is a real crisis, but it can be handled, and we can and will overcome. I thank you again for listening. Take care, be safe, and use wisdom. Thank you. Bye-bye.